Hey, and just like that, it is a Monday night with your girl, Val B. I am your purpose pusher, your fellow dream chaser, the absolute best goal friend. That's GOAL friend you will find anywhere. Also, in this season, it has been declared I am a midwife. I help people to birth purpose. So now I need all my purpose pushers to push. Y'all, let me make sure I'm doing this right. I don't know what I'm doing tonight. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So, again, it's your girl, Val B. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday night. Hopefully, the music is not too loud, but they are saying, what's up? Hi, Ryan. I see my principal on. But the song says, you're going to live to see it happen. And then it says, live, 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 live. Don't forget to love and share. Again, it's your girl, Val B. I am your purpose pusher, your fellow dream chaser, the absolute best goal friend. That's GOAL friend. Also in this season, it has been declared I am a midwife. Hey, Sean, I see you all popping on. I see you popping on, but I'm gonna need you to love and share for your girl Val B. Look, I'm not gonna be on very long tonight. Hey, my sweet Ariel, I'm not gonna be on very long tonight because I really had kind of resolved within my spirit and my soul that I was not coming on tonight. So earlier today, I was trying to, it really takes things to happen. As things happen, you can get a message out of anything. Hey, Tracy, you get a message out of anything. So we were at work today. When I came in, normally what we do is we have a computer set up to like the big screen, and we play CNN all day, MSNBC. We watch the news all day, whatever. So the first person that kind of comes in normally go ahead and set it up. They have to put their little password in. We say put your little quarters in so we can, get CNN or MSNBC or whatever it is, what news station we're watching for the day. So the particular person, when I got in this morning, hey Tanya, she says, V, something is going on with it where the sound is coming from the computer, but it's not playing on the big screen TV. So we're getting a little baby computer sound and not the full surround sound that we normally get with our news. She said, I don't know what's wrong with it. I tinkered with it. Stop, Spicy. I tinkered with it for a little while. And she said, but I couldn't get it to work. So here I go with my non-computer technology stuff. I go over there and try to, work the little few things that I know how to do. So I tried to do a few things and it did not seem to work. So I said, look, I don't know what's going on with it. I think it was doing the same thing last week. On Friday, we were trying to get something to pull up. I said, I don't know what's wrong with it. So she says, you know what? I think I might just unplug it and restart everything. I said, yeah, you tried it, girl. You tried it. So long story short, the next thing I see her over fidgeting with things, everything goes black. But when everything came back on, guess what? We had sound, people. We had sound. So in that moment, I said, you know what, Hill? I think that's what I'm going to talk about. The power of the reboot. The power of the reboot. I see my best friend on here tonight, Sean Kane. And one of the things that she's often told me when I have so many things going on in life, when I'm so overwhelmed, when it seems like I'm being pulled in every direction, she always tells me, Val, give yourself permission to unplug. Give yourself permission to unplug from other people's problems, from other people's issues, from other people's situations, even from the own stresses of your own life. Give yourself permission to unplug. Put that phone down, turn it on silent, do not disturb on whatever you need to do to get to a place of peace. It's okay. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about on tonight. It's the power of the unplug, reset, and reboot. Reset, unplug, reboot, whatever order you want to put it in. Y'all don't forget to love and share when you come on. So today goes on. I'm like, okay, I think that's what I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna put my little spin on it. I figure it out. Normally, when I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna talk about, I talk to my thought partners in the room, which is a total of 6 of us on the team. So it's 5 other people I'm bouncing ideas off of. And today we really didn't have that full dialogue and conversation, but I said this is something that I could pull through. But when I got home, I got a letter in the mail that was kind of concerning, so I needed to deal with that. So I took the time to call the customer service. I'm dealing with that. It's getting closer and closer to 7 o'clock. I'm to the point, you know what, I'm not going to do tonight. I can just do it tomorrow. That's what I said to myself. I'll just do it tomorrow. So my dad calls me as I'm on this call. Y'all stay with me. Just stay with me. It all goes together. My dad called. I text him back like, I can't talk right now. I'm on the phone with my mortgage company. I'll call you back. So when I called him back, he said, you do your show tonight, don't you? I said, well, yeah, but I don't think I'm going to do it tonight. He said, well, you can pick up on it tomorrow. I said, yeah, I can pick up on it tomorrow. I just don't think I'm going to do it tonight. I'm just kind of tired. Now I'm just, I'm just tired. So my dad said something that he always says. He has a saying that says, yeah, well, sometimes you got to come apart to keep from coming apart. And I said, Daddy, say that again. Now he says it all the time. Sometimes you got to come apart to keep from coming apart. And I said, Daddy, ironically, that's what I was going to talk about on on my live tonight. I said, but I just really kind of, said I was going to push it out. So then he says, and he goes into the story of, he said, yeah, even when John the Baptist was beheaded and they went and told Jesus, he even told them to pull apart for a minute to rest. Y'all, when I tell you, that blessed me. So as soon as I hopped out the phone with Daddy, here I have to go and search the synoptic gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Now, it wasn't mentioned in the book of John, but in Matthew, Mark, and Luke, it talks about John the Baptist being beheaded and the disciples or the people going back and giving Jesus the information. In that moment, he needed rest at that time. He understood the importance of rest. He understood the importance of unplugging and pulling away. There are some situations that will come at you at such a maximum speed and a maximum force that is almost going to knock you off of your feet. But in these times, what I need you to understand and what I need you to know is it's okay to pull away to rest. It's okay to pull away to get yourself together. It's okay to pull away to kind of recognize the whole thing of everything that's going on, and then to get yourself back on the even keel. We look at the situation as we look in the book of Matthew, as we look in the book of Mark, and as we look in the book of Luke, as we see all of these three things. It is so small, it's such a nuance that we could miss it if it's not brought to your attention. All the time that I've read Matthew, Mark, Luke, when they would talk about feeding the 5,000, not including the women and children, when they were talking about getting on the boat and Jesus walking on water, what we fail a lot of times to realize is right before, if you kind of go through the timeline, at the end was the miracle of Jesus walking on water, the whole Peter situation. You know that story. Right above that was feeding the 5,000, but right above that was when Jesus found out that his cousin John the Baptist was beheaded. And when he found out that information, he wanted to pull away to rest. In one gospel, it says he wanted to rest. In another gospel, it said he wanted to go to a deserted place. In another gospel, it said he wanted to pull away to pray. But whatever it was he was pulling away to do, he realized that he had got some information that was so life-shattering and so life-changing that he needed a minute to process it. What I need you to understand is there are some things that will happen. There are some things that will come before you that it's going to take a minute for you to process. Whether it's grief, whether it's just understanding what your new normal is, whether it's whatever the situation is, give yourself permission in a sense to unplug, to reboot, and to reset. Remember, I talked y'all don't forget to love and share. The first thing I gave you when I first came on, I talked about the TV, how once we unplugged everything, we took the computer, the attachment from the computer, and we turned the big screen off. When we turned it back on, it was functioning at full capacity. What you need to realize is sometimes you just need a moment so that when you come back, you can come back hard. You can come back tough as nails. You can come back on swole. You can come back on 100. You can come back strengthened. You can come back restored. You can come back renewed. You can come back with a clear thought. You can come back with a different perspective. Sometimes it simply takes a moment, but what we fail to do is a lot of us, we keep on going. Because even when we look at the synoptic gospels, when Jesus first got the information and he was trying to separate, whether it was to deal with the emotion of losing John the Baptist, whether it was to figure out what the next step was going to be, whatever it was, when he tried to pull away, the people saw him and they knew that miracles were attached to him. So what did they do? Even though he was in a place of, I need to rest, I need a moment to myself, people were still thronging themselves. People were still pulling on him. How many times have you realized you needed to rest, but there were still people pulling on you from every side? Carmela, it was people still calling you. Melissa, it was people still texting you. Sean, it was people still inboxing you to put in orders. You got all this stuff going on. Bunny, you trying to pull away for a minute. Aaron and Dare need you. Deacon Boyd needs you. It's always something going on. And what he did not want to do was turn the people away. So what he did was went ahead, he talked, and then he fed. He talked, and then he fed. Hear me and hear me good. And then after that, he realized in one gospel, it says that he sent the disciples away and he dealt with the multitude. Another gospel says the disciples stayed and he went away. Whatever the situation was, he was able to step away for a minute to kind of renew himself. That's when the disciples ended up in the middle of a sea, in the middle of the sea, in the middle of a storm. And when Jesus saw them, when he realized what was going on, that's when he began to walk to them. So after he was able to rest, even if Jesus is our perfect example, we've talked about the grieving process. Even when Jesus found out that Lazarus had died, the Bible says that Jesus wept. So if Jesus is our perfect example, if Jesus is the one that committed no sin, committed no evil, committed no wrong, why is he allowed an opportunity to rest? But we feel like we've got to go nonstop, full throttle, 24/7, 365 days of the year. On the leap year, 366. Why, if it's when God created, and then on the Sabbath he rested, why is it that God can rest? Why is it that Jesus can realize that in the midst of all that's going on, I need to take a chill pill. I need to take a minute to pull away. As my daddy says, you have to come apart to keep from coming apart. I was talking to Mama about that. She said, what is he talking about? I said, Mama, he said, come apart. Pull yourself away to keep from falling apart. People will use you until they use you up. And understand what I'm about to say. It's not that it's always intentional. Sometimes people are just used to you being the strong one. They're used to you being the stable one. They're used to you being the dependable one. They're used to you being the one that they can call on in the midnight hour. And it's not that they're trying to use and abuse you, but they're just used to you being there. But you have to know your extremity. You have to know when it is time for you to pull away so that you can get a fine tune on your vision, so that you can get a fine tune on your goal, so you can even recalibrate the everyday going on of your life so that you can see clearly now. It's a song that says, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. It's going to be a bright and sunshiny day. Well, some of us are still in the midst of a storm because we keep sharing our umbrella with everybody. It's not that there's anything wrong with sharing. It's not that there's anything wrong with caring. And it's not that there's anything wrong with giving. But if Jesus, the perfect example, had enough sense in the midst of learning devastating news, John the Baptist was beheaded. In the midst of learning something that was chaotic, in the midst of learning something that was that could shake you to your core, he had enough sense to say, let me pull away for a minute. Let me pull away for a minute and regroup. Let me pull away for a minute and pray. Let me pull away for a minute and focus. Let me pull away for a minute and come up with a plan B. But again, people were still pulling on them. People were still pulling on them, calling for a miracle. People were still pulling on them. We want to be taught. We want to be fed. And I'm telling you, I understand this is the place, especially in the midst of a pandemic, when so many things are uncertain. The one certainty that they know they can count on is Cece. The one certainty that they know they can count on is Mama Sheena. But what does Mama Sheena do when she needs to unplug, reboot, and reset? What does Cece do when she's a wife, when she's a mother, when she's in corporate America, when she's an author, when she's putting on different things on different platforms? What do you do when you just need a minute to breathe? You just need a minute to woosah. You just need a minute to pull yourself together. What I'm trying to reaffirm for you on tonight is it's okay to pull away. It's okay to take a breather. It's okay to take a time out. It's okay to go into time out, to reassess life, to reassess where you're going, to reassess what you're giving. And sometimes you might have to change the dynamics of things. We got to understand that the dynamics of things will not always be the same. So what is my sister Shonda saying? Jesus knew when to pull away. And we've got to get out of that savior mentality, where we just, and sometimes it's because we love everybody. Sometimes it's because we don't want to see people fall. Sometimes, it's because we get into that fixer mode. But I'm telling you, it's killing some of us. It's killing some of us. It's taking away our very energy. It's taking away the full capacity of who we are and what we could be. It's taken away from us taking a minute. I'm telling you, sometimes you got to just tweak and make some adjustments, some fine tuning on some things. But when you are so overwhelmed and you tired, it's just like whatever, just whatever. So again, I want you to know that it's okay to give yourself permission to unplug. It's okay to give yourself permission to reboot. And it's okay to give yourself permission to reset. So what I want you to hashtag just in agreement with me on tonight is simply say, just say unplug. Just say unplug. I just want to see you say unplug. And to me, that is your way of touching and agreeing. For me, the word unplug is just saying that you're giving yourself permission to unplug when needed. You give yourself permission to step away from the crowd. You give yourself permission to step away from the fanfare, to step away from the noise, to step away. You got to find that place of peace, even as a wife, even as a husband, even as a father, even as a mother. Whether I was listening to I saw Karen McKinney's daughter, Chanel Barnes. She had posted a video of her singing, but it was a black video. You didn't see anything, so it was a video, but all you could hear was audio. And she was saying that was her private time. That was her precious time with God. That was where she was able to unwind. So even as a full-time mother, because parents, y'all don't get the luxury of taking off. Even with a two, even with Cece, when she's doing stuff with us, if we're on for an hour, she say, well, let me get down here because Jeremy been down here with the boys by himself for a whole hour and ain't no telling how it's going to look when I get downstairs. So again, you got to understand that you can't totally check out, but you have to give yourself permission to invest in you, to invest in your mental health, to invest in your mental sanity. Find that place, find that moment and give yourself. You cannot have a guilt complex because you allowed yourself the opportunity to unplug. You cannot give yourself a guilt complex because you had to tell somebody no, because you could not make a particular engagement, because you could not make a particular event. You have got to give yourself grace. You got to give yourself time to reset, to reboot, and to unplug if needed. Now, am I saying go into a place of isolation? Now, if God pulls you to the side and gives you but I'm not saying go into isolation where you cut everybody out forever and we trying to find out, are you still on the face of the earth? And we calling 911 and asking them to do welfare checks at your house to make sure you still alive. I'm not talking about that kind of unplug. I'm not talking. Now, there's a difference in unplugging, and then there's a difference in isolation and isolating yourself and allowing your problems to overwhelm you. But what I am saying, y'all, don't forget to love and share. What I am saying is it is okay to give yourself permission to unplug, to reset, and to reboot. So for those of you that are just coming in, I gave the example. Have you thought about the times when your phone was acting a donkey? Have you thought about the time that your phone was giving you problems and it wouldn't do it? Was the apps was getting stuck and it wouldn't move. And if you do a hard reset, which just means you turn it off and then turn it back on, you will notice that your phone is now working, or your device is now working, or your tablet is now working. We are the same way. Sometimes we just have to give ourselves permission to turn off, so that when we turn back on, we're working at full capacity. Karen says, I know I need to find balance. I understand it, Mac. I understand it. Hey, I see my babysitter, my big sister, Tracy. Well, her name's Savannah Simon on here, but love you, Tracy. Y'all, I just had members of being in the Hunt household, honey. Y'all, that was just it. But look, what I'm telling you is, there are so many times we just keep going and we try to be energized, abundant. Don't forget to love and share. And we keep going and we keep going and we keep going and we are depleted. And now we're pouring from an empty vessel. We're pouring from an empty jar. We're pouring from an empty pitcher. And I now have nothing else to give. Cece said, I started walking around the neighborhood right after I finished working from home to regroup before I get the boys, especially now when a lot of people home is now your office. So where you used to get out and get fresh air, you don't have that opportunity anymore. Home and it's all blurring together. And you've got to find a defining line that makes a difference. So for Cece, she's saying, if I go and walk the neighborhood, it gives me a minute before I have to go back to get the boys and go in full mommy mode, because I just left out of corporate mode. And if her husband is there, he gets the lines blurred and think, although she's in corporate world, he thinks she's still in wife land. No, I'm trying to work. I'm trying to work and be a wife. Thank God the kids are going to school. But at one point in time, all of them were there together. All of you have different situations. All of you have different circumstances. But you got to find out what works best for you and be okay with it. Be okay with taking that breather. Be okay with sitting in the driveway in the car and not coming in the house for 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 minutes because you're trying to get yourself together. You just want to sit and think and be in your own space. Allow yourself that opportunity. But what I am telling you is when you reboot and when you start back up, you will find things so much more easier. You will find things so much more, the flow will be there. You will find things are not as stressful because you took a minute to come apart before you came apart. In the words of my dad, in the words of the Bible, it talked about Jesus pulling apart, going to a desolate place, a deserted place. And that's where you have got to give your, and I keep kind of repeating myself, but I want you to get this ingrained in your spirit, your mind, and your soul so that you know that it's okay. It's okay to unplug, to reset, and to reboot. That's pretty much all I have for you all today. So I like to kind of assess what's going on. How many of you are at a place where you know you need to unplug, reboot, reset? If that's you, just like me. If you know that you need to invest more in you, just all you got to do is say me, or all you got to do is put up the little emoji with the hand going up. So I know who I'm kind of working with, who are those that know they need to kind of pull away for a minute. They know that they need to carve out some me time and not be feel guilty about it. They need to carve out some time. I see my girl Stella on here. This is the day with Stella Faye Tuesdays at 5:00. It's her fashion. She does fashion uplifting and encouragement for men, women, boys and girls. Working with self-esteem, but even in doing that, and then being a full-time educator, and then some of y'all, I know you got kids, and you say your kids are grown, but I'm looking at some of y'all to get grown kids, and you still parenting. Shonda, Karen, Stella, Melissa got the boys. Carmela got her baby girl Carly. Bonnie got her 2 boys and her husband. So your kids are adults for the most, but you're still parenting. You're still pouring out. You're still thinking about them first before you think about yourself. You're still doing for them before you can do. And that's one of the things. And I know y'all can say it's easy for me because I don't have kids, but one of the most heartbreaking things is to see people that I know that work hard, but they never do anything for themselves. They always put the kids first. And I'm not saying is anything wrong with putting your kids and your family first, but I don't want you to be so raggedy and so torn and so worn out that you're no good to anybody. So sometimes you got, and Stella says all of us are on here, I want to scream sometimes, but you know what Bishop used to tell us, when the pressure gets too bad, you better open up your mouth and scream, because it's like a pressure pot. You just need to get it out. I've had times that I've been driving down the street and literally just start screaming in the car. Now by the time I'm done, I got a headache, and people that was driving by probably thought I was absolutely nuts and crazy. But baby, I had to get it out. All of those emotions, I don't know, and it's probably more women out here than men, but there are some times that you just feel a good cry in your spirit. And once you cry, you don't even know what you crying for. You don't know what you crying about. But once you cry, it's like, oh, I feel a lift. It's almost like there's a cleansing that takes place. Allow yourself the opportunity to cleanse. Allow yourself the opportunity to breathe. Allow yourself the opportunity to kind of step back and then come back in full throttle. I see Apostle Bill Anderson on here tonight, and I follow him. They do prayer between 6:15 pretty much every day, like Monday through Saturday, and then they have church on Sunday. So that's another good ministry to follow. But y'all, I'm telling y'all, you have to pull away before you pop off on somebody. Sometimes you got to pull away before you find yourself saying some 4-letter words that you thought you would deliver from, or the real long one. I don't even know how many words in that one. But yeah, how many not words, but how many letters in that one, but it's kind of long. But you gotta pull away before you find yourself getting and saying and doing something that you can no longer get out of. So if the tears come, allow the tears to flow. If you feel like you driving up the street and you gotta scream to get it out, baby, they'll be okay in the other cars. They're not gonna call the people on you. It's gonna be all right. But allow yourself to decompress. Allow yourself to get that stuff out. Woosah, relax. whether it's a hot shower, whether it's a long bath, whether it's burning the candle, whether it's sipping some grape juice, because I'm not gonna endorse sipping nothing else on here tonight. Whatever it is that you got to do to get to your place of happy, there are sometimes you just got to take it. You got to take it and don't feel guilty about it. I've seen people in relationships and it's like they can't even go to the bathroom without their significant other trying to figure out where in the world they going. It's look, a person does not need to occupy all of your life and all of your time. Yes, I understand about relationships. Yes, I've talked to, married couples and I'm understanding this whole married life. I don't have it because never been there, never done that, don't have a t-shirt. But what I have seen is that people that are married say you got to have that time apart. Dealing with people where you're starting to work together in the same space as your spouse or your significant other during this pandemic, it's made some people feel like they climbing up a wall. Do you hear me? Because they're used to at least getting away for a few, hours. Sometimes you can appreciate something when it's not there, but when it's there all the time, baby, I done had to talk some people off the ledge. And I'm just like, hold on, it's gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. But look, give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to be celebrating. Give yourself permission to celebrate yourself. Shonda says, my closet serves as a dual purpose. Prayer closet, quiet time. Love my hubby and child, but I need my space. And Shonda's been married, I think, for about 25 years. Bunny Boyd, I think they've been married for either 50 or 53 years. So we got some heavyweights. We got some heavyweights on the line that can back up what I'm saying as far as you having to have that space. You having to, and just like you don't want nobody suffocating you, you don't suffocate them. I mean, so, hey, Cheryl says it's hard being around a person 24/7. Just have to go for a ride some days by myself. I understand, boo. And, I ain't going to even talk about I am a social introvert. So that's kind of a whole weird dynamic. But that's not neither here nor there. We're not on here about my problems tonight. Tonight, what we're talking about is giving yourself the freedom to breathe, giving yourself the freedom to process the things that you're dealing with. And sometimes the best way to process it is to unplug, reboot, and reset. If you find, again, once you take it, turn it off and turn it back on, you find out it's working at full capacity. Once you do a hard reset, you find out it's working at full capacity. And that's all what some of us need. We just need a reset. It's okay to take, you have those vacation days for a reason. You have those mental health days for a reason. You might just have to take them. And it's okay to take them. I need a mental health day. What's the call for mental health day? Because I need a day. No, I ain't sick. I just want to sit and watch the fan twirl around. I just want to count how many dots on my ceiling. I just want to have to count how many slacks on my blind. I ain't got nothing that I got to do. I just want to do whatever I want to do on that day. Give yourself permission to do that. Hear me and hear me good. Give yourself permission to do that. And it does not come with any form of guilt. Okay, so I think I've hollered enough. My sister say all I do is holler at folks anyway, especially when I get on the mic at church, baby. They say I come up hollering at the peoples. I ain't studying them. They just mad. They just hating on my anointing. That's what it is. So anyway, I'm going to go out with the same song that I came in on, which is J.J. Harrison's You're Gonna Live to See It Happen. Baby, this song has blessed my soul all to the day long. All to the day long. You are gonna see it happen. Let's see, what did Cece say? Take the mental health day, but use it for you, not for everyone. And that's what we do sometimes. We take a day and then we running errands for everybody. I'm like, what you doing on your off day? Especially my best friend Sean. Now her daughter grown. I gotta do this for Jazz, and I gotta do that for Jazz, and I gotta do this for Jazz. And it's like, girl, you gotta take a minute for you. So sometimes, and I'm not saying neglect your family by no means. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, in the process of taking care of everybody else, don't forget not to neglect you. You are the key common denominator in here. And if you ain't no good, everything gonna fall apart. I like my companionship always. Eerie, get off of here with it. I'm trying to teach him how to be like it. Y'all, that's a whole Eerie, do your own live about that. I can't even get into it. He's a very ed person and I'm a very ed person. So we kind of clash sometimes on that. And he take it personal, but y'all, I'm working on it. Y'all pray my strength in the Lord in this last and evil day. But anyway, I just want you all again to be encouraged, and I want you to be okay with understanding that you're gonna have to pull away at sometimes. That's right, Latanya. You gotta take a minute for you. If I could pull Latanya Beard on the line and sing it in the key of A flat eye, pull on here and let her make a song about it. But y'all, it is okay. I'm telling y'all, it is okay. Misha said I tried to tell my coworker that sometimes I use my vacation days to do nothing. Right? They trying to figure out what you're doing. Nothing. Count how many rolls of toilet tissue I got. Count how many toothbrushes we finna throw away. Nothing. Like, first of all, none of your business. None of your business. I'm taking time to invest in my mental health. I'm taking time to invest in who I am. I'm taking, baby, you don't owe nobody no explanation. Now, what I don't want you doing is taking a sick day and then you on the island somewhere posting pictures and you get in trouble with your job. Don't do that now. Don't do that. And don't tell them Bad B told you to do that. I did not tell you to do that. Because like for Shelby County schools, we don't have vacation days. We have sick days. I guess they figure they give us enough vacation days in the summer. So one of the worst things you can do as a teacher is call in sick and then you parasailing and it's on Facebook Live. Like, don't do that. So be wise about what you do. But what I am saying is take time for you. Take time to invest in you. Take time to liberate you. Take time to enjoy you. Take time to restore you. Take time to renew you. Hey, all of that good stuff. All that good stuff. Y'all, these comments coming in too quick. All right, so that's pretty much it. I'll give you a few minutes, but after that, I'm for my okay, Erie. Okay, you all. So that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, Tracy Lynn, we got them 2 personal days, honey. You gotta get permission to use them days. You better get you an administrator that know you need them mental health days. Now I don't know what they say we can do on them mental health days. If I need an island on them mental health days, guess where I'm going? To the islands, baby. To the islands. All right, y'all. Misha said it's called personal time off for a reason. Sometimes you need to have time for you personally. Absolutely. Y'all have tickled me on tonight. I absolutely love you guys. I'm about to sign out. Don't forget to love and share. If you're not a sharer, that's fine. But don't forget to love for me. Love for me. Hey, Annette. She said mental health days are important. Annette's baby girl danced tonight on TV. It came on earlier tonight. So I'm sure we'll see pictures of that. It's so good to see you all doing great things and being successful. And I just absolutely love it. I'm here for it. I am so here for it. So what I want to see is after you unplug, after you reset, and after you reboot, I want you to do a check-in to let us know how rejuvenated you are. And even and sometimes we think it has to be a whole day. It don't have to be a whole day. Like when I get off this live, baby, I'm finna go and let Calgon take me away. That's what's gonna happen. Calgon is gonna take me away at about 8:15, 8:20, and me and Calgon to be back about 9:30, 9:45. It don't have to be a 24-hour process. But what you do have to understand is that time is essential, that time is necessary, and that time is important. Y'all got it? Got it? Got it. All right, so this is your girl, Bad B. I'm your purpose pusher, your fellow dream chaser, the absolute best goal friend. Hey, Hasina, that's GOAL friend. Also in this season, it has been declared that I am a midwife. If you on this line and you ain't click the love button, we're going to have serious problems. I need y'all to click the love button and go ahead and share for me. It's also been declared that I'm a midwife. I help people to birth purpose. Now I need all my purpose pushers to push. What I need you to do tonight, well, I'll say this within the next 24 hours. I need to know who is going to commit to doing something for themselves. Whether it's lighting a candle, whether it's stopping by Starbucks and grabbing you your favorite drink from Starbucks, whether it's stopping by Nothing Bundt Cakes and grabbing you something for Nothing Bundt Cakes. I need to know how many people are committed to doing something for themselves within the next 24 hours. If you are committed to doing that, just say committed. And we're going to spell it correctly. COMMITTED. If you are committed, I'm going to kick my feet up on my table. Y'all, that's an inside joke. Y'all know at work we are all at tables now because we're in what we call the command center. Hey, Anton. Well, I have 2 tables that I already work from, plus a 3rd table. Well, I borrowed Emily's table, and she gives me grief about it every day. She's so selfish. She is so selfish. But anyway, y'all, so that's our joke at work. If you're committed to doing something for yourself within the next 24 hours, I just simply want you to stay committed. And whatever it is for you, whether it's going on Amazon and ordering you something, whether it's you going in the kitchen and making your favorite drink or your favorite meal, maybe it's you stopping by your favorite restaurant. I don't care what it is, but what I want you to do, Sean says, I'm going to get my massage this weekend. I already got my bunk. What I want you to do is let me know that you're committed to doing something for you within the next 24 hours. This is a part of your homework and your assignment. This is a part of your reset. This is a part of your unplug. This is a part of your reboot. Let me see who all is committed. Now, I'm not going to get in your business, and I'm not going to ask you what you're doing. But I want you to do something for you. And if you go to Starbucks, don't you get enough for your kids. This is not a community outing. This is something for you. And I want you to practice not being guilty in doing it. CC, on your way to get them or on your way after dropping them off, do something for you. Not for you and Jeremy. Do something for you. He gonna get me for saying that, but I don't care. That's right, Stella. Do something for you. You can't always do something for Damaris. You can't always, do something for Mariah. As much as it's in your heart to do, but sometimes you've got to do something for you. Sean, you can't do it something for Jazz and Kale. It's got to be about you. Anton, you got to do it for you. Me and Pastor Drew are on Thursday nights. Monday night is still my time to shine by myself. I'll share my shine with him on Monday and Ton. But catch us on Thursday night with Level Up with Drew and Val. So, okay, so I see everybody is saying they're committed. Everybody's saying they're committed. So I'm absolutely ecstatic about that. And I'm going to do a follow-up and see if you really did, what you said you were going to do. So I've talked long enough. I see my cousin is on here. She probably trying to see did I do it? Look, y'all, she was down here for my grandfather's homegoing celebration. And when was that? November, end of October, beginning of November. The lady said she done left some sunglasses in my house. And have I seen them? I said, ma'am, you know I live in the middle of a mall. My house is a mall. I don't know if I done seen them, but I look for them. I don't know how good that's going to turn out because y'all know I got accessories for days, clothes for days, shoes for days. But baby, y'all better pray that I find my cousin sunglasses before she had to fit on me. She all the way in New York. So Cece says we've been trying to have a partner system where we make sure each other have their mental break time. That is so important. And it's so important, I guess, to have a spouse that understands that, to have a partner that understands it. Now, I can't be extreme like I am. I get totally anti and I don't want to fool with nobody. Going into a partnership, I understand I can't do that. I understand that my me time is now limited and it has to be diminished sometimes. But the important thing is that it still exists. And that's all I'm saying. She said, hey, where is my timeline? The rough draft for page 1. Look, you and CC, I deal with y'all tomorrow. Sean, CC, both y'all double teaming me about turning in work for this book. Hey, y'all, it's all good. Set your goals, stay disciplined, get you some accountability partners. But in the process of all of that, don't forget to unplug, reboot, and reset. With that being said, I'm going to bid you farewell. Everybody have an amazing week on purpose. But don't forget the commitment that you made to yourself and to me. The promise is, yes, we're still meeting tomorrow, CC. Because the promise is that you're going to do something for you and you're going to do it without guilt. You're going to do it without feeling bad. You're going to do it without beating yourself up. So I got to go because Calgon is calling me and it's ready to take me away. I'll check you all out later. My close out again, Val B, Purpose Pusher, Fellow Dream Chaser, the absolute best goal friend, GOAL friend, also a midwife. I help people about purpose. I need all my purpose pushers to push. I will see you all at the top because that's where you will find me.